what I see, and obviously we're managing millions of dollars a month in the paid side, but when we're working with a client, we tell them, look, you have to do organic too, because when people see an ad, they stop, they search the business.
Yes.
They want to learn, they want to see if it's credible. And if there's nothing that shows up outside of your paid ad, it really hurts your conversions. So even if your organic marketing isn't giving you the results that you want from a direct bottom line perspective, it has a huge impact on your paid ads side.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And then, you look at your outbound side and you say to yourself, oh, well, maybe the numbers aren't as strong as the paid side. Or a lot of times I hear this from my clients, well, I don't have to pay anything in the organic side, so it's pure profit. So I just want to focus on there. The challenge that I see a lot of people run into is when they start working on one of these other pillars, they compare the numbers exactly to the other pillar, which they never will be. The reality is that your organic costs you nothing. You can't compare your organic to the fact that it costs you money and paid and say, well, I just want to, go exclusively into organic.
It's a total apples to oranges comparison.
It's a total apples to oranges, and it's not predictable, the organic side, as we've just talked about today. And you can also look at the paid side. You can say, well, that's really predictable, but it's definitely more expensive. So I'm just going to put all my eggs in that basket and not in the organic. Well, why would you not do the organic and get the quote unquote free sales and buffer your credibility online by also doing the organic? And then you look at the other bucket, you look at the outbound, and you'll see that the numbers in outbound, it's a volume game, right? So the numbers aren't going to look the same as paid or organic, but you shouldn't be trying to compare them. And what's worse is that a lot of times people will start on one of those other pillars, and they won't see the result that they are hoping for right away. So they default to whatever the easiest thing is. So for example,
and the cheapest.
And the cheapest, right? So in my world, we have a lot of clients that live or die on paid. And they say, oh, organic's tough. You got to put in all this content. You got to do time, and it takes forever. And it's so much work, and I don't want to do it. So I'm just going to put all my emphasis on paid. But that's the wrong approach to take, because just because you didn't get the result right away doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means you haven't figured out the way to make it happen yet, or you haven't invested the time. Don't be that business owner that gets lured into what's easiest and fastest is best. You want to work through the process until you've got it figured out. Because once you've got all three figured out, oh my goodness, it's an unstoppable machine. You don't have a lead problem. You have a fulfillment problem now. You have what we call champagne problems, right? And now you can have the best product in the world. You can have the best customer service. You can have the best fulfillment. I know my team is amazing. But if you take your foot off of the lead generation side, it doesn't matter. You're going to be laying people off because there's nobody to serve. Exactly. Right? So you have to be super consistent and diversified and diligent in your lead generation to be able to have the opportunity to serve your clients at the highest level with your product or your service.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you made a good point earlier about the organic social media component. People will look at your social media for your brand today almost like they used to Google you back in the day. I don't think people Google people as much anymore. I feel like they do. They do, but I feel like they Facebook you, or they Instagram you, or they YouTube you, and they want to see what your social presence is, which is basically a Google search at the end of the day, right? But you're right about that. If you're running ads, a lot of times if you're running a Facebook ad, your Facebook ad has to, your Facebook ad has to be tied to a Facebook page, and it will show the brand and the logo of the Facebook page that the ad is running from. And a lot of people will stop before they click the ad, and they'll go to the Facebook page that the ad is originated from and figure out, who are these people running this ad? This sounds like a cool offer, but I want to dig down on them a little bit more. And now organic has served paid.